Ho, ho, ho.
And we're live.
What?
And in color.
No way.
And in stereo.
Mono stereo.
It is mono stereo.
Mono. You ever had mono?
No.
I don't think I have either. It's the kissing disease.
Yeah, I didn't kiss in high school, so no.
No, I just fucked. No,
You hit him with a brick from behind. You're not kissing at that point, you know.
No. When you chase him down the hallway and then got him at the back of the theater, and then they try to put you away for murdering 5 people. You know, they put you away in
you didn't kiss in prison.
Huh?
You didn't kiss any doctors in the institution?
No.
Oh.
Just sex. Just pure fucking. No kissing. No time for kissing.
Unloving sex.
It was just horrible, horrible butt sex.
My name is referenced to the next show we're doing. I'm not changing it. It's the
I'm
Valley
not either.
Difference.
Yeah,
like
Valley
totally
Difference.
Phoenix, I'm sure.
Come on now. Yeah, everybody. I'm sure. Like, right. Whatever.
Government mandated intro.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the weekly podcast sanctioned by the government of Wonderland. Swear words of Class 4 and lower have been authorized for use during the podcast. All other swear words are restricted. Wonderland officials of ranking 10 have been granted immunity from the podcast and shall not be harmed. Commencing at the siren, any and all crime, including murder, will be legal for 1 continuous hour. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be unavailable until the podcast concludes. Blessed be our Wonderland leaders in America, a nation reborn. LIW Anthology series review is now in effect.
Hello, citizens. Welcome to episode 69. Inside number 9, 506, the Stakeout.
Yes.
Oh, before we spoil anything, watch this episode. If you haven't seen it, stop this, go watch it. We're going to spoil it for you.
Because
Stakeout. I don't know how many we've done of this now. I'm curious. Probably 5.
Like 4 or 5 episodes. No, 5 episodes.
White Night In, The Harrowing, Seance Time, Riddle the Sphinx, Deadline, and now this. So 6, yeah.
Yeah.
Good guess. All right. This one, I like this one a lot.
Yeah, it's good.
It's better than the last 3 we've done.
I think they're all on par. I think they're all good. I think it's better than the Seance one.
Yeah.
But do you think they take turns, like who gets killed at the end of the episode? They kind of go back and forth. Or they both get killed sometimes?
Well, in the first episode we watched, The Harrowing, it's Steve Pemberton's dead. He's the monster, right?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Reese Shearsmith was the, butler or something.
He was like the guy who was the brother taking care of him because he was a monster. And his sister was with him, too.
In Deadline, the live episode, I think they
both died. Yeah, they both died in that one.
Because that was supposed to be, they both, just Steve.
No, just Steve died. Yeah, he shoots himself.
Oh, Reese dies.
Yeah, he shoots himself in the head.
Yeah, Reese dies.
Or off screen.
Seance Time. I don't think either.
Nobody dies, but he goes insane.
Yeah, A Quiet Night In. They both die.
Yes, they both die.
Yeah. Quiet Night In is still my favorite one.
Oh, yeah, that one's really strong.
I don't know if they're going to top that one. That one was so fucking good. Solid.
Yeah.
That was only the second episode of the series, too.
Yeah, it was a very good episode. Very well done. And that's going to be tough to top. But so far, I've loved every single episode. I don't not like any of the episodes. They're all entertaining. They're all well written. They're all well acted. I love these guys so much. They're so good at what they do. It's so
fucking talented.
So ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's just like, fuck you, Brit.
It's always good when I'm not quite sure where they're going with it. And to be honest, vampire was not on my mind during this at all.
I think the giveaway, of course, I think you always have to pay attention to the title because the title gives away what it's really about. And thus Stakeout, the stake, the stake in the heart for a vampire or whatever. It's just like, I'm sure they were playing that word game. Oh, Stakeout. What is a stakeout? Well, okay, so like, what if a cult was a vampire? You got a stakeout, but then he kills him because his other partner was bitten by a vampire before. You're like, oh, I like it. Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Brilliant, eh? A magician does something new.
I'll save the queen, all right? Yeah.
I'm Johnny Rotten.
So when I say like Seance Time wasn't good, by that I don't mean it wasn't good. It was just not weaker, as the hype at the other episode. Yeah. It's like comparing. It's an embarrassment of riches with this show.
Yeah, it is.
Like it's still better. Seance Time was still better than almost every other episode we've done on this show.
It's better than every Night Gallery episode. I'll give you that.
Yes. It was not better than Lee Martin's The Midnight Hour.
No, nothing's better than that.
And I'm curious because I got a dislike on that episode from last week, and I'm curious if it was Lee Martin himself.
Well, I don't think he understands what we're trying to do for his show.
He did respond to me. Should I show that?
Oh my God, did he really?
Yeah, I sent the message.
Yeah, I saw him. I remember that.
This is just a follow-up from last week, and then we'll get into the episode.
Thank you for responding.
Oh, I wrote, let's find the picture here. Eventually I'll find it. Okay.
I mean, he's the antithesis to these guys.
Yes.
Which is kind of funny.
If you remember correctly, I said, we need to have these on DVD or some alternative. How do we get this done? You taught me how to saying, how do we accomplish this miraculous feat or something like that? He wrote, hi, Phoenix. I agree. We tried to do this a couple of times in the past, but something always freezes the deal. It's really hard to get DVD deals these days. It's not. You can do it yourself. They just seem to want the big franchises or older titles. I'll forward your email to our distributor and see if that rattles their cages a bit. Thanks for watching. Super nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
Again, nothing about the man himself.
Let's rattle those cages and get that fucking show on DVD. Or just burn them and send them to us. We'll give you $50.
If I was hard on that guy last week, it was out of love because the man. He said, "I said I don't begrudge the man. He's made 7 seasons of the show he wants to do.
Oh good for him. Yeah.
So I'm not like making fun of the dude all the way. I just think he has a little Neil Breen quality to him,
a little bit,
which is charming, honestly.
So charming.
If he took offense to anything we said, maybe take some of that to heart. Maybe. Oh, we got to.
We're willing to give you money for your show.
Frank's gonna comment but not be here. Great.
Hi, Frank. You better be ready for Valley Girl. You better be watching it right now.
Hey, you two sexy bitches. We're getting the Valley Girl in about half an hour, so fucking.
Totally whatever.
Before we get into the actual plot, you started talking off screen before we started recording, and I was like, hold off. What exactly did you bring up? I'm trying to remember.
I don't know.
Me either.
What about what? About the show or
about the show? Yeah, about Inside Number 9.
I don't know.
We started.
I think I said it's probably title. It's something to do with the title, or they play on words or something.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I said it because they all play with the idea. Because even in this one, they played that game, the word game they play to sort of throw off the tropes of fortunately, unfortunately. Fortunately, I'm a cop. Unfortunately, I have a partner that lost his life. Fortunately, I'm the one that killed that partner. Unfortunately, I'm going to be the next victim of my dead partner. Unfortunately, I'm already dead. I'm going to enjoy eating you because you're dead. It's like this back and forth, and it makes sense. But he looks like the guy from. He looks like the guy from Always Sunny in this picture. And he was in Zodiac.
Right above you.
Yeah.
Oh, Dennis.
Yeah.
Really?
He looks like, just for that picture, he looks like him. That image. The last time I saw that face was July 4th, 1969. He kind of looks like that guy. I can't remember his name though. He was in Westworld. He's in Zodiac.
I was trying to think. You're talking about Jimmy Simpson.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Yeah, Jimmy Simpson's in fucking a lot.
He's in a lot of stuff.
And he's great in everything.
He's good.
I think he's even in the Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer.
Yes, he is. Unfortunately, that movie sucks a dick.
But he's still good in it.
Yeah. Well, you want to compare? Here we go. A vampire movie, which I couldn't stand sitting through, compared to this, which was so enjoyable that I'd rather watch this 17 more times than ever watch that piece of shit ever again.
Sorry, which one? I was talking to Frank.
The Vampire Hunter, Lincoln Vampire Hunter, whatever.
Well, that's also
fucking worst movie I've ever seen. One of the worst.
Apropos, because this turns out this episode is a vampire episode.
It is a vampire episode.
I did about halfway through, maybe a little more than halfway through, is when I kind of started to make my assumptions. Because eventually he goes on and they do a shootout thing we don't see. And then he comes back to the cemetery the next night. And I was like, one of them's not really a cop. I was thinking it was going to be Steve Pemberton, actually. But turns out it was Reese.
Right.
And I was wrong. But I was like, one of them's not a cop. I'm starting to get a vibe, because it's like when I always know a character's imaginary, it's because we don't see those people. We didn't see these two cops in a cop station. We didn't see them talking to someone else, to another cop. You know what I mean? They're not tied to the real world. So therefore, one of them probably isn't a cop.
Right. And that's why he said when he called for backup, he went by himself, because he knew that if backup came, he'd be a fraud. They'd find him out and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I do have on IMDb, it does say a couple. There's only two things. In this episode, the rabbit appears as an advert in a newspaper next to the main headline. I'm curious about this rabbit thing.
Well, it must be a motif.
Ongoing thing with the episode.
Chase the white rabbit, Neo.
The next one is actually under the spoilers part. So clues to Reese Shearsmith's character include: I was dead to the world, long in the tooth. He hates the smell of curry, and most obviously, when they're driving to their actual job, he tells the car to go the long way around rather than going over the bridge over the water.
Okay,
which I've heard it before, but
that's like old world vampire mythology.
Can't cross running water.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Yeah, you can't cross rivers or streams or whatever.
I've heard it, but I've never seen it put in practice.
No, I think everyone forgets that one.
This one I found interesting. The last one, he also has to be invited into the car twice because he cannot enter where he hasn't been invited.
Oh, that's right, because he's got the coffee.
He's knocking.
He's got the coffee, and I can't open the door with my coffee. And the second time, though,
I'm thinking it's the intro when he knocks and he's like, "Come here," and he knocks.
Oh, because he allows him to come in so he can come in the second time.
First time he doesn't really say anything, and the second time, so he knocks again. He's like, "Yeah, what do you?" I forget what he says in the beginning. But yeah, that explains everything. I will say this: great when it gets to the end and he's a vampire. Cool. Why was he showing up day after day in a policeman's uniform to fuck with this guy? I don't understand that though.
Well, I mean, he's got to get creative in getting his meals in. So it's just it's whatever. It's fun. Like I get it within the context of that episode it would work, but outside of that episode it probably would just fall apart. This couldn't be a movie because it would be too. You'd have. Yeah. I guess that's the nice things about being a show, a segmented show. You can do that, get away with it a little bit more.
And a nice thing about only doing 6 episodes a year is they're well written.
Yeah,
you're not rushing.
You can take your time. Yeah.
They're like, let's have an actual good episode.
Let's do a bottle episode. We were trapped on the Enterprise bridge for most of the episode.
We haven't done season 4 or season 6 yet because it just came out.
Really interesting.
We've done 2 from 1, 1 from 2, 1 from 3, none from 4, 2 from 5.
Wow!
But 5 was the first one was Deadline, which is technically not an episode. It's like 500, And nothing from 6. Although next episode we do is also season 5.
Wow!
It's called The Referee. Referee is a W *****ER. So it's either wanker or wiener. I don't know which.
I think it's wanker. It has to be.
Maybe that's the point of the episode. Is
it's wanker.
Yeah, But I'm thinking they say both, so they had fun with the title because you can't really say it out loud. The referees a were. I'll have to say it like that.
Oh, it's not werewolf, is it?
No.
I wouldn't be surprised. Don't put it past these guys.
Oh, it could be winner.
Oh, maybe the referee's a fighter.
Referee's
or
a
used
winner.
to be a fighter.
It's a soccer story. I know that.
Oh, okay. Referee's a wanker. Oh, because that's what they would call him. A hooligan would call him a wanker, probably.
Yeah, but I'm guessing with them it means something else, and they thought.
Of course, yeah, it's gonna be double on. It's gonna be a play on words. It's like the Sphinx episode. You got the layers of description, and then you go play with it. Like there's an adjective that turns into a verb. What?
The problem is now we have 3 shows we want to do all the time.
I know.
And I'm thinking we drop Creep Show for a bit.
That's fine.
Because Adam was adamant about that show. He's dead. So
no longer applies.
Yeah. Well, I like Creep Show. It's just like it's not.
Yeah, it's okay.
Next week we're doing a Creep Show episode.
That's fine.
The episode I told you about the right snuff.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone's favorite actor, Breckenmeyer.
Oh, yeah. Very good.
I like Breckenmeyer.
Yeah.
Whatever, Frank.
Which one though?
Free.
Did you get 2 or did you get 3?
He doesn't have cable. Who gives a shit?
It doesn't matter. I watched it on my stick.
Yeah. I watched it on glorious DVD.
Wow, look at that.
All right.
Whatever.
So the main plot of the episode is really just a
red herring for
Steve Pemberton is showing up at this graveyard. Frank's still talking. I was going to ignore him. Showing up at a graveyard.
Frank Stallone.
Oh, the episode starts off with Steve Pemberton. No, sorry, with Reese Shearsmith talking, and he goes talking about cliches, and he's like, "I'm the cliche of the rookie, the new partner," and he's like, "I'm dead," and that's how it starts. And then it cuts to them in the graveyard. He's like, "Why are we here?" He's like, "Someone's vandalizing them, the graveyards, the graves," and it reveals over the course of the episode that this guy's partner died. He's trying to solve who did it. He thinks whoever did it is the one that vandalized the grave. And that's really it. It really is a very simple story. And I think that's why they're so good, is because they keep it really simple. And it's like they want to keep it as simple as possible while still having a twist that catches you off guard. And
they always put in those red herrings.
Yeah.
It's like there's always like, oh, there's a secret deal going on. So maybe he's a dirty cop and he killed his partner because he found out. But then it's completely the total reversal. He's a vampire.
Yeah.
And he's a member of the undead now.
Well,
he's going to eat the cop.
Maybe the reason I like this as much as the harrowing is because it reminded me of that episode. Remember that where the new maid or wherever she is comes and she's cleaning the house and it ends up like a fucking monster comes out and eats them all. And like, what the fuck? So out of nowhere. So we watched this.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Because it was the monster who it needs a new body to survive in the next 500 years or something. Because if it's released, it'll destroy the world. That's right. Yeah.
I also remember the joke where she just goes, "Fuck that."
Yeah.
Describing what she has to do at the end.
And she said, I would have volunteered for the job, but they said I was too fat.
It also had the blow up doll with the dildo on it under the bed.
No.
That was that episode.
No.
That was a classic.
Very good. And you had the in Night Out, you had the tranny.
Oh, that was Quiet Night In.
That was Quiet Night In. Yeah. No, the heroine didn't have the dummy with the dildo.
No, that makes more sense. It was Quiet Night In. It's when he slips under the bed.
Though, because you said that, now I'm trying to think. Did I remember that right? Was it with the girl had it? The teenager had that?
No, that part was definitely Quiet Night In.
Yeah, that's Quiet Night In.
Yeah.
Another great episode. With Dennis Lawson, who was Wedge Antilles in Star Wars. He's the X-Wing pilot that destroyed the Death Star.
Oh.
2. He helped with 1, but he blew up 2.
Gotcha.
Yeah. He's the token survivor of Star Wars. And then they totally wasted him in episode 9, which was so disappointing.
He's not Porkins.
No, Porkins is a fucking dead pork chop.
R.I.P. Porkins.
And Porkins was also the detective in Batman.
89?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Remember, he goes, "Hey, Eckhart, think about the future." That's Porkins. And he kills him again. Joker takes and shoots Porkins.
Porkins cannot live through a movie.
Nope. And he always looks dirty and greasy.
He's Sean Bean.
Why don't you broadcast it? Shut up and listen. Eckhart brought you a snack. Why don't you broadcast it? Shut up and listen.
Why the part about crossing running water? I don't understand.
That must be an old like villager tale, because maybe it was like designed to keep people on the other side of the river, because like kids, maybe it's one of those things where if you're walking like the path, don't go across the river because the current could take you away and you're drowned. So they just say always stand on the other side of water, because the vampire will eat you if you stay across from him. I don't know, maybe don't cross the river because there might be a pervert on the other side of the river.
Oh, the Franks live over there. Don't go over there.
Little girl, come here. Come through the river. It's a creek. It's not very deep. Oh, you.
Oh, the trolls.
I'm from the valley. Like, whatever. He's got a total hot bod.
So if they become a vampire on a little piece of land that's surrounded by rivers,
they have to stay there. They're done.
That's it. They just die.
Yeah, that's it. Well, then again, Dracula crossed the river, crossed the ocean, because he went. There's a whole chapter.
The ocean's not running water, though.
Yeah,
the river is.
Sure, but then again, it's England. So
specification on the fact that the water has to be running.
I'm gonna look that up. I'm looking at it right now. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this mystery.
Dumb.
That's what the internet's for. Well, this is
even the garlic thing's stupid.
Raiders 2-0.
That's why he hates his curry.
Running water.
I don't want to talk about football. I just got back from the Cardinals game. Cardinals.
Oh, you went to the game and actually watched it? Oh shit! They let you in?
Yeah.
Vampire. Okay.
It sucked.
Yeah.
They had a chance to win at the very end and missed a field goal.
Here we go. So, okay. Vampires are said to be unable to walk on consecrated ground, such as that of churches, temples, or cross running water. Why can't they cross running water? Okay, let's find out. Well, that's in Reddit.
As if there's a real reason they can't when it's all made up.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's the thing. Oh, you motherfucker, making me buy Reddit. Fuck you. I see it right here, asshole. Okay. In European folklore, water was seen as a barrier that prevented the crossing of unholy beings. However, running water was generally the strongest in this sense, since running water is much cleaner and less likely to harbor disease. It was considered holy. Vampires are the polar opposite of this, wretched and disease-ridden abominations. The purity of the water repelled them. This is also true of witches in Eastern Europe mythology. It's all to do with somewhat religious view on the natural world. Okay, well, I guess that kind of explains it.
So I can't even go, oh, your religious beliefs led you astray here, because the fact that you believe in vampires is stupid as shit. So you're fucked to begin with, in my book.
Well, I mean, so can vampires go in the ocean? They can be weakened by crosses or other religious symbols. They cannot cross the ocean unless they are in a coffin surrounded by soil from their homeland, which actually Dracula was. He was in a crate and he fed on the guys on the ship throughout the journey and then went back to his... Okay, well, that makes sense then. That makes sense.
It's like this. Yeah, the fact that you just said it makes sense concerns me a little bit, but I'll move past it.
Who was the first vampire? Oh,
a man named Joe
Ambrogio, Italian-born adventurer who fate brought it to Delphi in Greece. You can read the whole story here. In a nutshell, a series of blessings and curses transformed the young man into a vampire. Okay,
great,
whatever.
Wow,
look at that. Oh, that's so cool.
Inside number 9.
Oh wow, all the vampires, the top 5 earlier vampires, their last names was Mikkelsen. So Mads Mikkelsen is a vampire.
Huh.
And Nicolas Cage. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
He's a vampire.
He gives a vampire kiss.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Have you seen that movie?
I saw that scene. I've never watched the movie all the way through. I can't do it.
I'm a vampire.
I can't do it.
It's just surprisingly funny in parts.
Yeah, it's like very cultish, it's fun movie, but
I don't want to spoil it because we'll get to it eventually. But
well, I definitely want to watch Xenix Road or whatever that's called.
Xenix Road?
No, what was the one where he does cocaine on her clit?
Oh, he puts it in oil and fingers her.
That's right. Yeah, whatever.
Do not watch that movie. Xandalay.
That movie's Xandalay.
Xenix Road.
Right. And then it's what I'm thinking of is Zizix Road. It was the least. It is the lowest box office movie in history. It made like $17,000. Zizix Road. I think Tom Sizemore's in it, which explains a lot.
Huh. It made the budget of Blair Witch Project.
That's about it. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, this show's always good, constantly good. I feel like, well, we spoiled it, but I think everybody. I just wish this show had a bigger audience because I don't know what it is. Maybe it is, and we're just not seeing it. Is it like a cult following? This show.
The rating on IMDb has 782 people. That's about normal for a show,
for a TV show.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
It is obviously gonna be a niche market just because of what it is, but it needs to be talked about. It needs to be discussed. There needs to be classes about this show.
They need to have, yeah.
But I guess okay, so it does remind me a lot of Hot Fuzz in the beginning.
Yes, it does.
But they also stray away from that a lot, obviously.
Yeah.
But when they're playing games, like you mentioned, the what's the game called again? I forgot.
Fortunately, unfortunately.
Fortunately, unfortunately, they play that. They play the I Spy, and it lasts one round.
I Spy, SW. It's round. SW. Steering wheel. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. And they move on.
But I don't. The chicken masala thing, though. I guess there's garlic in that. I usually it's mostly just tomato sauce and onions. Really, I don't really garlic. I guess.
What's it called? Chicken
tikka masala. I've had it. I've eaten it a lot. I love chicken tikka masala. I just don't remember them ever being garlicky. I guess it is. I guess that makes sense. It would be garlicky, but I don't remember it having that. It's spicy. But garlic's not really spicy. That's more or less they put their spices in it, like literally as spices, not the vegetable. They're not putting jalapenos in it.
I'm looking at the options here or just one set of ingredients here, and there is no garlic in that recipe.
Yeah.
Here's another one off Bon Appetit.
Bon appetit.
Garlic cloves is the first thing.
Yeah.
Finely grated garlic cloves. 6 of them. That's a lot of fucking garlic.
Okay. Well, I guess that's I love it. I think it's delicious.
I've had it, but it's been a while. I think it's been since we lived in LA. And that was the last time I had it. Yeah. The next recipe here. Rice, oil, thighs, pepper, onion, tomato, 3 cloves garlic minced. So yeah, seems like it's pretty standard in there. But I love the fact that he opens it up. Steve Pemberton opens it up, and Reese is like, "Oh, what is that?" He's like,
"Yeah,
tikka masala," and he's like, "Oh, put it away. Come on." He's like, "It's been in here a couple days. It really lets the flavors out."
Yeah, it's so gross.
And he's like, he throws it away later on when Steve goes to piss when Steve goes to piss, and then he throws it out the window, and he's like, "What'd you do with it?" Later on, he's like, "I threw it away." Like, why? He's like,
Yeah.
get salmonella.
Yeah, he's not wrong. You don't want to eat old chicken tikka masala. It's so gross.
But the red herring thing that you mentioned earlier, this is where the show, especially this episode, really escalates because Steve is the one who's in control, and he's like, we're watching for vandals in the graveyard. My partner's in there. He eventually reveals, he's like, all right, I got to go piss, and he goes to piss, and then Reese gets a call on the radio, and he's like, did you guys find the guy? You guys see him? And he's like, no, I don't see anyone. She's like, you're at the warehouse, right, or something? He's like, yeah, we are. It's in the graveyard. He just goes along with it because you can tell he's gonna question him later. But that's the red herring of like, it starts getting you thinking down that road.
Yeah. It's like, why are they there if they're not supposed to be there? And he's just there to catch this guy. Whoever killed his partner thinks he's still there. It's a game or something. But yeah, I thought it was going to be more crime oriented, where he's going to be a dirty cop. But no, they went completely for the supernatural left field. I'm like, holy shit, which is fun.
Well, you kept saying he killed his partner. I'm like, no, that's too easy.
Too simple.
They're gonna come up with something I'm not even thinking of.
Yeah. Well, again, Stakeout. Again,
Vampires.
It's a play on words. They always have a double meaning, and it's just like, okay, I get it. And
now we know why he only eats meat once a month.
Oh yeah, even better, even funnier.
So, steak.
Yeah. Very good, very good.
Yes, triple entendre.
So, what is your score for this episode?
My score. Oh, I forgot. Adam added these. Let's go ahead and I'll show my score on screen. Bam.
Yep,
8
I agree.
out of 10.
Same here. I would say 8 out of 10 for sure.
Yeah, solid fucking episode.
Yep.
I really have no complaints.
Nope.
It's just a really simple story and clever ending. But I wasn't like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like Harrowing,
Right.
I was fucking like, what? But that was our first time watching the show.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, this show does have to compete against itself.
Yes.
Because it's in a whole different category. And that kind of, had we just watched this episode in the middle of, and this is our first episode watching this, probably give it a 10.
Sure, yeah.
But I have to rate it against itself at this point.
Do you think that we're going to come to that part where the weakest episode, we're going to be so disappointed we have to give it a 7?
I don't know if we can go to 7 on this show, can we?
Well, I'm just saying, what if it's so bad?
I'm pulling up every episode we've done.
I think it's always been an 8 or a 9.
Okay.
I don't know.
Deadline, I gave a 10 to. I fucking love that episode. That was a live episode. Gave that a 10. Riddle of the Sphinx, I gave an 8.
Yeah.
And I put this a little bit above that. Maybe I'll give this a 9. I don't know.
Or an 8.5.
Yeah, but that means 9 in my book.
Stupid.
We got a round. Seance Time, I gave a 7. That's the lowest one so far.
Oh, so Seance Use. Okay, yeah. I can
Harrowing,
see that.
I gave an 8. Quiet Night In, I gave it 10, obviously.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, that's a big one.
And then Stakeout. Should this be a 9?
No. I don't think it should be a 9.
It feels
it's good.
like an 8.
It's an 8. It's solid. It's really good. But yeah 9. I would say, honestly, I think the live version, when they had the meta one, I think that might be a 9. I'd give that one a 9. Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah, that's probably what I should do. Because that creates some consistency. So this is my third favorite episode now.
Yeah, I would agree.
Because I really like Deadline. I love how...
Yeah. Oh, Deadline's good. Yeah, Deadline's a good episode.
They're like, fuck yourselves, audience.
Yeah.
It's very Monty Python. It's like punk rockish. Not Nick Cage and Valley Girl punk rockish. All right, we're done. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good episode. Solid. These guys are always great. And I feel like we're just rehashing everything if we keep going. Because we've already talked about, and we've already sucked their dicks and licked their taints enough.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to keep going.
I'm going to go until they just blow gravy all over my face.
Just put, instead of Larry here, just put Steve and Reese.
I want you to fuck me, Larry.
There you go. It's a bomb!
It's a bomb! He's got a bomb!
Oh, man.
I cut that one off short because it just keeps going. Yeah. The next episode of this show we're doing, like I mentioned, is going to be the referee is a bling, 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 winner. I'm going to say winner just because I don't know what it means yet.
Wanka!
That'll be end of October. And that's all I have planned for this.
Sounds good.
And after that, I don't know.
Then we'll just have to watch them all.
But like I said, next week on this show, a Crip Show 203A, The Right Snuff.
The right snuff!
Yeah. Remember Weird Al's version of that song? The Oreo? The
Right
White Stuff.
Oh, the white stuff. Okay, no, I don't remember that.
Yeah. It was on Off the Deep End, I think is the name of the album.
Oh, okay.
It was like his Nirvana one. Same one with the
okay.
It was like Nirvana.
So was it like 94?
90
or 92?
1 or 2. It was like real close because it's
Was it?
Yeah, because he's going off Nirvana. Never mind. So the album was in the pool.
Because Courtney, he killed himself in 94. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then and it was so it had to be close enough to 91 and close enough to the New Kids on the Block to kind of make sense.
That's 91. True. Yeah. 91. Yeah. Do you remember that when Kurt Cobain killed himself?
Yeah, I remember Kurt Loder coming on MTV.
Because I remember my aunt was like obsessed with Nirvana and like she was depressed for like a year. Like I remember there was that sort of like, you don't understand, man.
Yeah.
And now she's like not like that at all anymore.
I had there's a kid who lived across the street. It was 94. Shut the fuck up, Frank. It was 96.
I don't think it was 96.
No, but the kid across the street from me, there was like a fucked up family. Like they were fucked up. Like super religious, and all their kids were fuck ups and weird sexual deviants. One of the kids pulled his dick out on me and my sister in the woods, like in the woods behind my house.
So just really, really friendly.
Yeah. He's like, hey, shake my hand. But the other kid was like Kurt Cobain Jr. He looked like him, and he's tried to, act like him, and he killed himself. And he's just like,
I got nothing.
I remember him just being like, "What the fuck do I do?"
Did he pull a preacher? Did he blow his brains out but lived like arse face? Arse face. Did you ever read Preacher?
No.
Preacher's fucking good, but it's so out there. It's hilarious. The show I never watched. I love the comic too much. I wasn't going to sully myself with a TV show.
Weird Al Off the Deep.
Because Arseface is a character. Arseface is a character that had tried to kill himself like Kurt Cobain, but he lived, so he's all deformed. It's funny.
Weird Al's version.
We're gonna get copyright on that.
The white stuff.
That's all I'm playing.
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's good. Yeah,
it's about an Oreo.
Fantastic. All right,
that was the first Weird Al one I had.
Let's get out of here before Weird Al sues us.
All right. Weird Al's real litigious. He's a real
He knows.
He comes off like a sweetheart, and he's like, don't play my stuff, man. Get the fuck. He doesn't swear.
Do you think I became a millionaire because I let everyone use my stuff for free? Fuck you. Get
the fuck out of here.
And then we get shot in the head.
It's in all 3 Naked Gun movies. All 3 of them.
Yep.
Me, Leslie Nielsen, and the murderer. That's it. Oh, I think what's his name was in all 3 too.
O.J. Simpson.
No, that's the murderer.
Oh.
Who's Leslie Nielsen's boss?
George Kennedy.
George Kennedy. Thank you. I was blanking.
Yeah. And the Queen, Elvis's wife. She's in all 3.
Priscilla Presley. I don't think she's in the first.
She's in all 3. She's in all 3.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
What else was she gonna do? She wasn't working.
She's pumping out offspring that marry Nick Cage.
That's true.
And now we'll get to that. So
we're gonna talk about the Valley Man.
Good episode, Stakeout. I definitely watch it.
Yes.
It's,
Buy this show. Spend all your dimes on this show.
I liked living in this episode. We sat here and we watched it in silence, and we just sat here like, and I was like, I feel like we're watching a full movie because it feels like it was well written.
Well, I tell you, it's better than any movie I've seen last fucking year and a half.
Oh yeah.
And this show, this was like a 3-year-old episode, something like that.
This is March 9th of 2020.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, last year. Fantastic.
Yeah, they're on. They just finished season 6. This is season 5. The last episode is season 5. So
fantastic.
So long, citizens.
Bye.
Citizens of Wonderland, rejoice in the fact that we have covered another episode on the podcast. Go to liwstudios.com for more videos and podcasts. Subscribe to Loitering in Wonderland on YouTube. Search on Amazon for books by Richard Pierce. Until next time, and in the meantime, we are Phoenix West, Dick Dickett and Jansen Carlin. So long, citizens. All hail our glorious leader. Shut off the fucking podcast now.
There's no Jansen again.
Shut off the fucking podcast.
Now.
That always makes me laugh.
I had to throw that in there at the end.
That's pretty good. Pretty good.
All right, saving it. Nope. Save that properly. Let's play a little video between.
It's a bomb! He's got a bomb!
And there we go.
Classic. I love that. Can't get enough of that. Love it every day for the rest of my life.
He didn't quit again. He's just gone. He has another dinner with family.
Who, Jansen?
Yeah, amazing how he always has dinner with family on Sunday nights.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Right? Crazy coincidence.
He's a liar.
We will not be seeing Jansen again.
No, I gotta go eat with my family.
I got family and loved ones. I can't.
Whatever. Oh, we gotta change the background though because we're not in number 9 anymore.
I know. I'm still
Okay.
saying we're live.
Let's do it. Oh, like I remember there was buy this show, spend all your dimes on
Spend all your dimes on it, huh?
Spend your dimes.
Just dimes.
Just the dimes because we're in a change. We're in a currency shortage.
Jansen's kind of like Frank. He's no longer on the shows. It's just Dick and I apparently.
I'm just here. This is Shaq. I'm here for the show.
So this last Tuesday, it was all 3 of us. The last time we've had 3 people on a show was when Frank showed up for Lord of War back on August 15th.
Wow. That was August 15th? Man.
Over a month ago.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. And now they're both off the show, so.
Well, I had to force myself to watch Valley Girl 1983.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What did you say? Oh.
Valley Girl, man. I actually, you know what?
Hold on. Save it.
Oh, we got to do the mandate?
I haven't started the show yet.
Oh.
I kind of want to go take a sissy tinkle.
That's really pink.
It is.
Yeah, let's take a tinkle break. Hold on.
All right. I think
That
I have a
sounds
video to
good.
play during this.
I want you to fuck me, Larry.
Oh, I wanted this one. Oh.
Look at that. Oh,
We'll be right back. Let me know when you're back, Dick. Bum bum ba now now. Bum bum ba now. Bum bum ba now now.
Right stuff? The Valley stuff?
Oh, let's record.
Yes.
Oh, of course it has a fucking problem for no reason.
Like, what, whatever.
Hold on. Save all your gold.
I'll
It's being
do that
wasted
all
on
day.
these live fucks, which is just Frank right now.
That's it.
Why does it make me do this? It's so dumb. I literally go in there, I click on it, and it shows my mixer. I switch off the mixer, and I switch back on the mixer, and it's like, oh, yeah, that. I get you. Cool, man. I can do that.
I'll try to do that for you and not fuck up your show.
So here's my process. I know this is really complicated. It's on the mixer, right? Watch. Let's go here. Oh, let's go back to the mixer. Cool. Cool. Now we can record.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Didn't do a goddamn thing different.
Wow.
Anyway, now we're on the live show.
That is so pink, that background.
We're doing
Jesus.
We're doing B Movie Battle Nick Cage cast, and unfortunately, we have this.
Yeah.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the B-movie battle sanctioned by the government of Wonderland. Swear words of Class 4 and lower have been authorized for use during the show. All other swear words are restricted. Wonderland officials of ranking 10 have been granted immunity from the show and shall not be harmed. Commencing at the siren, any and all crime, including murder, will be legal for 1 continuous hour. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be unavailable until the review concludes. Blessed be our Wonderland leaders in America, a nation reborn. B-movie battle is now in effect.
Welcome to B Movie Battle, episode 60.
Allegedly.
Nick Cage Cast, episode 38. He allegedly did a lot of cocaine at or around this time.
That's not fair. I did not do that much.
He could be like Macaulay Culkin, who's never done drugs in his life.
No, I heard Macaulay Culkin went as alleged heroin addict. Really?
No, that's all.
It's
Macaulay
all
Culkin
BS.
talked about this. We've seen him speak on Red Letter Media. The dude is, you can tell he's not a drug addict. And never
Yeah, he's pretty clean. He seems pretty good.
He just had a phase there where he looked like he did.
He was very skinny. He's a very skinny man.
And he had some weirdo friends like Max Landis. But anyway.
Hey, Max is okay. But
time's up, Max.
I didn't have a problem with him when I had my encounters with him. He was fine to me.
See, this background doesn't work, so I have to go to the pink one.
No, he got to be with this one. Whatever. Fuck you.
Wait, the 2 colors of B Movie Battle are pink and yellow, so This fits.
Just like the blood that comes out of your nose after you do a hit of cocaine, it was bad.
Pink and yellow?
Well, it's not a good mix. It's
okay.
pussy and
Yeah, I can see that being pink. That makes sense.
Fentanyl. It's a fentanyl laced cocaine, which kills you immediately.
It killed like 6 comedians a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Kate Quigley.
She survived. But I wonder if she's going to be like, I'll never do cocaine again, because
I would hope so.
You probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
I think everyone that does cocaine should probably stop now, because the drug lord, like the guys that make drugs, they don't care if you live or die. They really don't.
They would like you to survive, but if you don't,
there's like 50 others that will take your place, so they don't care.
Yeah.
So don't use their product.
Well, and the problem is that even if it's like the cartel, they're not cutting their shit. It's the people who, the lower it gets on the chain, because it goes through like 10 people's hands by the time you get it. Any one of them could have fucked with it.
This tastes like detergent.
Tide Pod Coke. No. All right, so we watched
Valley Girl.
I want some Coke for this, because we watched Valley Girl.
Honestly, I didn't hate it. I actually kind of liked it.
And I watched Valley Girl from 2020.
Now that I did not watch.
Now
I could only go so far.
You were given government clearance to skip the 2020 one for some reason. I was not.
It's your show.
I've been trying to watch this for a week now, and every time I start it, the little girl comes in the room. I have to pause it.
Oh yeah, the original Valley Girl is pretty risque.
It's rated R, and there's a lot of titties and swearing.
Yeah, there are. I was shocked. I was kind of like, I don't remember this having that much nudity.
This one, the 2020 version,
no nudity,
rated PG, and they say a lot of swear words, and there's no nudity, obviously, but I was like, how is this not PG-13 at least? Like that's why that exists, because they swear a bunch.
They don't say fuck though, do they?
No.
So there you go. That's fine.
But they say like bitch and fucking cunt, whore, slut.
No.
You fucking cunt. I'm gonna cunt you. No, they don't say that.
No, if they said that, it would be R-rated.
No, they did swear a lot, and it was like,
well, it's just like
it's like 80s PG.
Well, it's like a cable channel PG, because you know how like all those awful Ryan Murphy shows, they always they say shit like 1,000 times because they can. Like, shit, this is shit. Did you get the shit in the shit?
I remember FX became FXX. And they're like, we're going to say fuck.
Now they can, yeah.
And I was watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And I remember the first time I heard the fuck word on that channel. I'm sitting there, and they're talking about like normal stuff that they do in the show, where it's like they're talking about the jumper on top of patties, and Dennis is like, he could tell he wants to talk about eating out ass. He's like, she's thinking it's a one-time thing, and he's like, this is a thing, like from now on. And D is like, you can see that in someone's eyes. And then it cuts to Mac, and he's like, or Dennis, and he goes, well, all right, what did we learn from this whole thing? And cuts to Mac, and he goes, that D's a dirty fucking slut. And I was like, whoa, it caught me off guard, because I've been watching the show for like 15 years, and suddenly they're throwing the fuck word around.
Yeah.
And now American Horror Story is saying fuck, and the nudity is still non-existent, and it makes you wonder what our morals are here in this country, because I don't understand it.
We don't have any anymore.
You think so, but you can do whatever you want. You show a titty, your show's done.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Like Walking Dead is like people stomping on heads and
violence is okay in this country. You show a nipple, and you're like, oh my God!
FCC, holy shit!
You're going down,
pornography.
Son. You're still going to prison for this. Yeah.
I don't care if she walks in and it's like couple, like, making love in quotes. Like they're not showing like she's not bouncing on his dick or anything, but you know what I mean? Like a tasteful sex scene. I don't care. She's 4. She either doesn't know what's going on, or she needs to get used to that, because that's what she's going to see the rest of her life. I don't care about that. But in the beginning of this movie, Valley Girl, Michael Bowen, who's a good 10 years older than everyone else in this movie, has that one girl on the bed, and he starts flapping on her titty. He's like, ah.
Well, he's such a scumbag in the movie. He's awful. I hated him. I'm so glad she got with Nick Cage.
I will go back and forth, because I have fortunately now seen both of them.
What's the point of remaking Valley Girl if you're not going to go full on with it?
I don't know.
There's
This
no point.
is Clueless for the 80s crowd.
Yes.
Which the 80s had a lot more, like because of Porky's in the 70s. It had a lot more of that Porky's atmosphere to it where they weren't shying away from nudity and swearing. Nick Cage says fuck 75,000 times in this movie.
He does.
He has one scene where he says it like 15 times back to back.
Yeah.
Fuck this. Oh, you fuck your friends. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Like, totally,
fuck you, friend.
Fuck you.
You know, I don't need this. Like, fuck you, whatever. Totally, like, whatever.
Yeah. Fuck you.
And actually, you know, honestly, Nick Cage is a movie star.
He's
in this movie, he's really good. Like, you really like him.
And this
he's
is
a likable guy.
His first leading role. His second movie overall.
He's good. Like, you can see, like, oh, I can see this guy being in movies and being a star and actor and everything because he's got that quality. He's good.
He does.
And everyone else in this movie was pretty good. I hate that friend, though. I hate her best friend. That bitch. Whatever that girl is. The girl that had the mom, they're in constant competition with each other. And the mom tries to fuck the 17-year-old, and then the daughter fucks him instead.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
In her bed, in her mom's bed.
Yeah, they didn't go. My main problem with Valley Girl 83, none of it goes anywhere.
No.
It feels like there's no stakes. It just drifts along until it's over.
It's just about if you're a Valley Girl, you're going to be in a Valley world, in your Barbie world.
It's fantastic. A whole like world made of plastic.
Yes, I think that's what it is because Nick Cage is the guy from the other side of the tracks. He's not Valley quality. And she's supposed to be with the guy that's the Valley quality. Like he's the, it's like Romeo and Juliet, literally.
Michael Bowen.
It's Valley. But Michael Bowen's an asshole.
Who's 30 here?
Michael Bowen, why is it sound familiar? What else was he in? He's in a bunch of stuff, isn't he?
A ton of Tarantino movies and stuff.
That's who that is. Yes.
Yeah, he
okay.
Plays, I think he plays a little Michael Parks Jr. in a couple things with Tarantino.
Oh, I don't know.
I feel like he's Michael Parks' son in a couple of his movies.
Is he the one that says I'm Buck, I'm here to fuck? That's Michael Bowen? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's why he seemed familiar. Yeah.
I thought it was Bradley Whitford when I first saw him. Because he's clearly young, and I was like, is that Bradley Whitford? And I look up, like, oh, it's Michael. Okay, it's Michael Bowen.
Yeah, let's see what else Michael Bowen was in during this period.
I don't know, but okay. Let's start at the very beginning, and we'll just go through the plot of this movie, and I'll intertwine with this bullshit right here, if I may.
Yes, please.
The beginning,
because I want to hear about it.
What's the first scene of the movie? I don't fucking remember. Because I've been having to watch this over like 4 or 5 days. I started on Thursday. Today's Sunday. I just finished watching it this morning at 9 in the morning.
My God.
It begins. Let's just say it begins with them on a beach, and they're like, "That guy's cute over there," and then they're like, "Oh, this guy's he's so gross," and then it's like, "Oh, that hot guy over there," and they show Nick Cage coming out of the ocean. It's like, "Oh, Nick Cage."
He's not hot. It's Nick Cage.
Yeah, he's got one of his 2 prior credits to this I dropped it. To this was a TV show he did called The Best of Times with what's his fucking name from Back to the Future? The dad.
Eric Stoltz.
No.
Oh, Crispin Glover.
They did like a TV show, and there's like one episode, and Nick Cage is working out on the beach, and he's a hot dude. But in this he's a punk, but he always looks like he's he never looks like a punk. He looks like a mod more than anything, and the music they listen to is like mod music. It's not punk at all. It's like so watered down punk. And if you're gonna do a rated R movie, why not go all the fucking way and just have him be a punk? He's the most pussy punk I've ever seen in my fucking life. But they overhear them talking about a party. The friend does, the weirdo friend hears them talking about a party, and they find the address.
He's the Robert Downey Jr. before Robert Downey Jr. of the 80s.
Yes.
He's like the best friend character that's kind of off.
Yeah, something's going on with him. He's a little weird. He's way more obnoxious in this version.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, we'll talk about that. Yeah, they go to the party, and then that's it. As far as that goes, they show up at the party later on. There's a whole thing where Michael Bowen, they just broke up. Okay, well, let me pause here because the first movie, the original movie, does a good job of setting up the fact that she broke up with him. They're no longer dating. She's trying to talk to him, and he's like clearly brushing her off. He's like, "Oh, let's talk to this guy."
As if.
And he takes the friend upstairs and he tries to fuck her. They don't fuck, but they start heavy petting, if you will, and he starts licking her titties.
Oh, he does. Yes, he does.
And then he's like, "All right, I gotta go downstairs." And she's like, "What happened? Are we going steady?" He's like, No. I think you're pretty shitty. You did this to your best friend.
Yeah.
You took advantage of me. I was just trying to, I was heartbroken." And
I like his style.
turns her out on her, which is great mind manipulation.
Oh,
Great.
yeah.
Fantastic stuff.
Absolutely.
And then he goes downstairs, and Nick Cage and her, Julie, are not. They're talking, and they clearly have a connection. They talked a little bit on the beach before, and it's pretty tame. Is this where I should pause and talk about the beginning of this movie?
Yes, because I know nothing of Valley Girl 2019.
2020.
Oh, Christ.
This was in limbo for 3 years. This was shot 3 years ago because you know who plays Tommy in this version?
No.
Jake Logan.
Jake Logan.
One of those YouTube dudes. Logan Jake. Am I saying his name backward? I don't even.
Oh, I don't know. Oh.
You know those two boxer dudes that want to be boxers now?
No. I am totally any kind of YouTube personality. Forget. I'm out of the loop on that. I'll never be a part of that.
That's where I'm struggling too. It's one of those guys. I can look at the back.
I think it's Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
Yeah,
is the boyfriend. He plays Tommy in this movie. And
I've heard of him. I don't know what he did.
I think there's some weird racial shit that was going on at some point.
You know what?
The movie got put on hold. It was supposed to get released in theaters. It never did. They said, "Fuck it, we'll do VOD."
I'm looking it up. Logan Paul, because this is what the internet's for.
Okay, here's where we get down.
Oh, he's a boxer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He started boxing. I can't remember if him or his brother are the one just beat Tyson Woodley from the UFC in boxing.
I think it was him.
And he said, "I'm the greatest prize fighter ever."
Yes, I think that was him.
I was like, dude, you had one fight.
Yeah.
You cocky fuck.
Well, it's just like, it's just like that scene from Out of Sight where Don Cheadle is a prized fighter, but they call him Fall Williams, because he always takes a fall in the third round because he always cheats on himself. So like the guy that beat him is like talking about how he's like the tough shit, and he's bragging about a thrown fight, and then Don Cheadle shanks him in prison and kills him.
I need to see that movie again.
Oh, Out of Sight's great.
Yeah, I got the book.
Yeah, I don't think I have the book. I have Get Shorty.
Oh. Do you have Be Cool?
I do not have Be Cool, and nor will I ever have Be Cool.
I've never seen that movie. It looks fucking terrible.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I don't.
What a weird
no
sequel.
interest. No interest.
Okay, so here's where the differences start. Let me fast forward here if I could. Okay, so the girl gets home from a breakup or something like that. She goes inside. Her mom greets her. Her mom is played by Alicia Silverstone. And I'm like, oh no, because we already got a movie that's very close to Clueless. And Alicia Silverstone comes in and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry he broke your heart. Let me tell you a story. It was the early 80s. And I'm like, so you're like fucking 6? At least you're not that old, Alicia. She's like 20, I think, in Clueless, or maybe even younger. So in 83, 12 years prior, fucking just out of diapers a couple years ago. How old is Alicia Silverstone? I'm going to look that up.
Oh, she's got to be in her 40s.
Yeah, but so in 83, though, like she's playing someone way fucking younger than. Oh, where the fuck is she? Why is she not in the main cast?
Is Alicia Silverstone in this movie?
Yeah. Alicia Silverstone plays the mom who's telling the story of the 80s.
Oh, no. Really? Ew.
and it's set in 83. Alicia Silverstone was born in 76, so she's 7. She looks great still. She's telling the story, and she has like 3 wrinkles, and I'm like, you look fantastic, Alicia Silverstone. Why are you pretending like you're 50-something? I don't get the casting on this at all, other than clueless. Therefore, we'll have her. I don't.
Right. Yeah.
Whatever. Okay. She tells a story. It cuts back to the 80s, and Alicia Silverstone is this girl as a young girl. She's the girl from Happy Death Day. Who I like. I like her a lot.
Oh, she's good. Yeah.
Yeah, she's really good in those movies.
Oh.
And she's good in this. I had no complaints about her at all. What's her name? Jessica Roth.
So Valley Girl takes place in the 80s?
Yeah. So it's the same year that the original
Are
was.
you kidding me?
But here's where it differs. She goes, here, I'm going to tell you this story. And it was back then I was a Valley Girl, and I'll tell you this guy I met. She's trying to relate to her daughter. She's like, and they introduced the girl, and she's walking around the mall, and they're all like fucking singing a song. And they're all like on a fountain dancing and singing. And I'm like, no, it's a musical.
Is it a musical?
Yes. And they introduced Randy's character, and he's singing like, don't give a shit about my whatever, my reputation. And it's got Mae Whitman is one of the friends and Mae Whitman is my age. She's like a year or 2 younger than me, and she's playing a teenager.
Mae Whitman from Parenthood?
Yes, from Parenthood.
And Arrested Development?
Yes. So
who is she?
She plays so Randy in this movie is a lead singer of a band. Mae Whitman is on bass, and there's the one punk friend that's in the original is the drummer in the band. And he's got like the spikes going out, like the Lars
because it's the 80s.
Rancid. At least he looked punk back in the day, But they're all singing their fucking songs. I'll play a clip here if I can.
No,
no, you got to hear how bad.
God, no.
It is so dumb.
Awful. So it's a musical.
It's a fucking musical.
Oh, why? Oh, is Valley Girl a Broadway show?
I don't know, but it felt like that.
Right, I'm
but
looking.
Look who released this. Can you tell from the first 3 seconds of the movie? Look who released this.
Orion?
Oh, fucking! I did the same thing. When
they're still around?
That's exactly what I said.
I thought they were out of business.
But look at Alicia Silverstone. She looks great.
Every night. Wow.
She's wearing a Bowie shirt.
Yeah. Then she tells a story, and then it cuts back to the mall. And...
Oh, no.
Okay. And then it cuts to Randy and his and this girl. So yeah, there's Logan Paul or Jake, whatever the fuck his name is. Where is he? All over the place. Sorry. Oh, here's.
We never left the
God. It was a musical remake.
Yes. There you go.
I don't give a damn about my reputation.
Mae Whitman, who's 35 here. Literally 35 or so, like within a year or two, playing a teenager. Do I look like I could show up and be in a high school movie?
In this day and age, yes.
It's a new generation.
Oh,
that's the movie.
Oh my God, it's awful. Yeah. Guess what? This made less money than Sizzix Road.
I don't
Box office $7,671.
And the further we get along, at the end, I'll kind of compare them overall. But after this, what happens to Valley Girl after they meet at that party?
Oh, he comes back and he whisks her away from the party.
Punched in the face by Michael Bowen.
Yeah, Michael Bowen beats him up, and he goes back, and it's a funny scene because Nick Cage is hiding in the bathroom because he thinks eventually the Valley Girl's going to be in the bathroom during the course of the party, and it takes like 5 people to cycle through before she gets in there. He goes, "Hey, I want to take you out of here with my friend."
And he shows up like
Yeah, he just pops up.
I'm taking
A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
He's doing his vampire thing.
She's just like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Oh my God, you're like totally crazy. What are
Instead
you
of what
doing?
the fuck?
Instead of like stabbing him with the
Yeah.
hot iron, curling iron, plugged
Yeah,
in.
something. Anything.
Oh my God!
Anything.
Who the fuck are you?
But I love what he witnesses when he's in the bathroom, when he's
Yeah.
in the shower. It's like a guy sucking on a titty, and she's like, "Hey, stop! Let's get out of here." And then it's like two girls doing coke and talking about
Yeah.
boys. And then it's
He's
someone
just sitting there.
like three dudes just taking shits. And
Oh
finally,
man,
she
she's
comes in and
totally
does
into
her
you,
makeup.
bro.
He doesn't watch her shit.
Yeah.
She comes in and starts doing her makeup.
Yeah, she's putting her face on because she wants Michael Bone to suffer because she wants him to suffer for breaking up with him. That's what girls do, you know.
It's a scene that, if you out of context for this movie, real creepy.
A little bit.
He's hiding in the bathroom, in the shower stall, watching people shit.
But he's so charming.
Yeah, but
He's
stuck
so
back in
good.
because Michael Bowen knocked him out, and then they got kicked out of the party. They go back to Hollywood. He's like, "No, fuck this. We got to go back."
Well, what's funny though, this is actually kind of a neat, like time capsule of Hollywood during the early '80s. Because man, they show all the signs, all the restaurants that used to be there. Now, I mean, they're all gone now. I mean, everything in that movie is pretty much gone,
except the fact that they do show a bar where he takes her at the end of that scene. He takes her and a friend to the punk club,
the Roxy.
No, it's at that time it used to be something like Filthy McNasty's, and then it became the
Rainbow Room.
No, and then it became, as I watched in the featurette for this movie on the DVD, where Nick Cage goes, and then my friend Johnny Depp bought this place.
Oh, Viper Room.
So it's the Viper Room.
Yeah, okay.
But they're sitting doing the interview in the Viper Room in the featurette on the DVD.
Well, that's cool. That's kind of neat.
Yeah. But so that's what that club was back then. It looked exactly the same as it.
Well,
does.
it's you know,
that club's never been great.
It's killed too many young actors.
Yeah. It's the place is lousy with Phoenixes. I can't go there because Phoenixes go there to die, so I can't go there.
Joaquin barely got out alive.
He got sliced.
By the same guy that sliced Tina Fey.
Oh yeah. And Stacey Keach decades prior.
Yeah, same guy, I swear to God. He's
and Nick
psycho.
Cage here.
Nick Cage, yeah.
And then James Caan over here.
Somebody came and they cut my face, man. I understand it.
I showed her The Way of the Gun last night.
Oh.
I was like, if you hate this movie, we're done. I didn't say that out loud.
You're just looking at her the whole time?
But she was enjoying it the whole way through. And then
that's good.
We're like, afterwards, like an hour after, she's like, that was a weird movie. And I'm like watching her process it. And I'm like, all right, I'm not going to push anything.
Well, she's not wrong.
Let you soak in these juices.
It's different. It's not weird is the first adjective. Yeah, I mean, it's different. Weird is a John Waters movie.
Yeah.
Way of the Gun is different. Like, I would say different, not weird.
I was like, it took me the first time I watched it, I was like, what was that?
Yeah.
Because it's not like, because I watched Usual Suspects before I watched Way of the Gun, obviously. So I'm expecting that. And I'm like, this is not that.
No.
This is different. It's got comedy involved, like way more than Usual Suspects. And I'm like, the second time around, I was like, okay, that's what we're doing. It's doing a whole different thing, but still on the same lines. Then I realized it was just the way I phrase the movie is nonverbal cues are the movie.
Yes.
It's just people like Benicio del Toro and Ryan Phillippe going, and then the guy goes, and then they don't ever talk to each other.
Yeah.
In the second half of the movie we counted, I think they talk to each other twice. They have two little quick lines of dialogue, and that's it.
Yeah. And do you think they die at the end?
I mean,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I don't think they do, but
should Chris McQuarrie do a sequel to this movie 20 years later?
I would fucking love that, but
that would be interesting. I think because Benicio would do it. Ryan Phillippe looks the same.
maybe Big Sky was a sequel to the character, and he just gets his head blown off in the first episode.
There you go.
That show just fell apart episode by episode.
Oh, it just got worse and worse, huh?
By the time I finished season 1, it was 16 episodes. We're like, okay, it's just Yellowstone.
Just like Valley Girl the musical, just fell apart moment to moment.
No, that was very much in your face in the beginning. I was like, okay, I'm already disconnected.
Wow,
so I was on board with the rest of the way, going, okay, this is fine. Like this. Oh, they're singing again.
Oh no! Ugh, that's so gross.
Okay. You're right. Let's get back to these.
Of course.
They go to the punk show. Yada yada yada. Gets her home late the next night. Her dad and mom
are supposed to be like laid back hippies. Which
I know you love the mom, Colleen Camp.
Oh yes. No, this is when she was in her heyday of beauty. Not anymore, but her dad is Frederick Forrest, who's an awesome character actor. So Frederick Forrest and Colleen Camp are in Apocalypse Now. Both of them.
Yes.
And I was thinking, because I always do that thing where it's like, oh, I think this is a sequel to Apocalypse Now, only Frederick Forrest didn't get his head cut off by Kurtz. He lived, got married to that Playboy bunny, and they had a daughter, and they were dealing with his PTSD. That's why he had issues.
He's still a cook.
Yes.
In Valley Girl.
Yes, exactly.
He plays a chef again.
Your dad owns a health food store. Yeah. That's what I was thinking about when I saw that. Your dad owns a health food store.
That's a callback to our anthology episode for Tales from
the Crypt. I think that might be my first episode.
Yeah. Crypt Keeper one.
Yeah. That was a long time ago.
Dad owns that big doofy.
The doofy dummy. Oh, your dad owns a health food store. That was the one takeaway from the whole episode.
That's the one takeaway from the whole series so far. It's the only I remember.
Pretty much.
Yes. They get her home late. Her hippie parents try to relate to her. And that's kind of where they try to tie it in, where Alicia Silverstone's like, oh, I'm not judging you. Just like, tell me what happened. Because the opening scene is she calls her from a party and she's like, I need a ride. She's like, I thought you're at the movies. Which is the same thing that happens in this, where she says she's a Star Wars. But it's just kind of like the same story, just kind of a little bit out of order.
I missed that part.
But it was fine. And then she starts telling the story, and they start singing, and then they even cut back to the daughter, kind of like Princess Bride, where Little Fred Savage is. But she goes, "Wait, why are you singing?" She's like, "This is how I remember it," and that joke kind of worked because I was like, "All right, they're doing what they're doing. It's fine. It's different." I didn't mind the fact that they're doing musical. I minded the fact that they forced it in there with nostalgia. That's the part. Like they all talk about prom and the 80s, and they're all wearing the fashion. And it was like, I didn't get that from this. It was just the 80s. They weren't focused. Like not everyone's wearing the same clothes, and you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like 2020 version of the 80s is all blown the fuck out. Like everyone's like, no, that's not reality. That's the nostalgic view of it, but it's just not reality. And that's the part I didn't like about the remake.
Right.
But story-wise, it's similar while being different, and I give it credit for that.
Well, all the IMDb ratings, 1 star, 2 star, 1 star. Really? Do yourself a favor and watch the original movie. Logan Paul is in it. Enough said. I'm trying to see the trivia here. Oh, I didn't watch it. All the girls are in it. Several of the Valley Girls from the original movie make cameo appearances.
The girl in the beginning that Tommy tries to borderline rape.
Yes.
Plays one of the moms. The original Julie plays a character. I forget what she was, but she shows up and I was like, hey, it's Julie. And then someone else, I don't remember. But yeah, they all show up. Is it weird that I thought the hottest woman in this entire original movie was the mom that was trying to bang the teenager?
Oh, no, you're right. She was hot.
She was something.
Yeah.
And all the teenagers were like actually close to being teenagers here. Like Nick Cage was like, they shot this in like 81 or 82. And he says, he says in the commentary or that little featurette I watched that he was 17. But so they're all 20, 19, 20, 21. And still the hottest one in the movie was that mom.
Yeah.
Maybe that just shows my age. I don't know.
Nah, there's something about the dirty MILF.
Well, watching like fucking 17-year-olds, I'm like, oh, I don't want to watch this. Knowing,
Yeah, but they're not 17 though.
no, and like in reality, like if you think about it, you're like, oh, okay.
Especially in the original Valley Girl, they're probably all 29, 30, and they're all on coke.
No, that's what I was saying. The original one, 20, 21.
Okay, yeah, okay, right.
This one, this is one definitely something I want to talk about. Jessica Roth was 31 when she shot this, 33 when it came out.
Oh.
Logan Paul, I have no fucking idea. The other cast members are all like in their mid to late 30s.
Yeah.
There's a guy who shows up and tries to befriend another girl who looks like he's 45.
It's just
find him.
It's just like that. I'm going to bring a Simpsons reference. It's just like the Monorail episode where he's hot, he's young, he's 38 years old. Please welcome. And he smiles. He's all got the wrinkles.
Randall Park shows up.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in this movie we'll get to.
Well, this was supposed to be a big movie.
Broadcast live.
You're gonna broadcast a prom on K-Rock. Logan Paul takes her into a room and he asks her out like this.
Oh.
What do you say, Jules? Me, you.
He looks like Bowen.
He looks like
he looks just like him.
I think he looks like the Cullen dad. What's his name? Michael.
He looks like a mixture of Owen Wilson and Michael Bowen.
Peter Fasinelli? Is that his name?
Oh my God. At the time the movie was released, Mae Whitman was already playing the mother of a teenager on her show Good Girls.
Yeah.
Oh
she's my age. She's like a year or two younger than me.
Yeah, that's silly.
So here's the Nick Cage surrogate.
Yeah, I mean...
This guy.
Ew, does he have like skin issues? Oh, it's a tattoo. I thought that was like he had rhinoceros skin.
Look who Julie's parents are.
Of course it is.
When I saw her name in the credits, I go, of course she's in it.
No.
Why wouldn't she be? And then I got embarrassed when I saw her dad. I was like, oh, I love him. Great.
In certain...
Oh my God.
Experimenting is fun. It's exciting.
Oh, ladies, look what I got. Look at this new technology. Look how sleek it is.
Oh, that guy, yeah.
Rob Hubel.
Yeah.
I was like, Rob Hubel's great. And later on in the movie, Tom Lennon shows up.
Well, Tom Lennon will do anything.
I know, but it has like Randall Park and those two, Tom Lennon, and it's just like kept adding up. And I'm like, why are they all wasting their time doing this?
Because I bet you they thought this was going to be a big movie because musicals in 2018 were, I guess, big, but all of them had failed. So I don't know what they were thinking.
I think they're like, oh, it'll be another La La Land. Here's the guy.
That wasn't even that big of a hit. I mean, it did
supposed to be a teenager, and he looks like he's 45 in his face. Watch.
He looks old, yeah.
Hey, Casper. Hey. Oh, are you Elliot from E.T.?
I am.
I love that movie.
It's like watching Wet Hot American Summer, where they're all in their 40s and they're playing.
That's the joke,
12-year-olds, and that's the fucking joke of that movie.
That's the joke, yeah. That's what makes it funny.
Well, in the movie, they're 30.
Yeah.
But in the TV show that followed up on Netflix, they're in their 40s, 50s, playing them 10 years prior.
Yeah. That's a good joke.
And that's the running joke of that movie. And Michael Showalter has a new movie coming out. I forget what it was called, but I was like, that looks interesting. What the fuck is that? Let me look that up because that is blowing my mind. Michael Showalter. Sorry.
Now, just seeing these clips of Valley Girl or 2020 made me sick. Just awful.
Here we go. Okay, so directing. He's doing a movie. I forget what the fuck it's called. Spoiler alert? No, the Eyes of Tammy Faye. He's in the Eyes of Tammy Faye.
Okay.
Not Tommy Faye, like I said for
Tammy Faye.
Yeah, Tammy Faye, and then it's like Andrew Garfield and Jessica Chastain playing Tammy and Jim Baker.
Jessica Chastain's Tammy Faye Baker?
Yeah, and she looks. I didn't recognize her. I had to look. That's why I actually found out Michael Showalter did it because I go, who plays Tammy Faye in that? And I was like, that's Jessica Chastain.
Wow,
I had no idea.
Interesting.
Yeah. Huh. So, but Michael Showalter's last movie I saw in the theater and I loved it. even though it's called My Name is Doris with Sally Field.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, this is gonna be so I didn't know Michael Showalter did it, and I was the credits pop up. I'm like, huh, okay. And I was like, this is pretty funny actually. Like, I like Michael Showalter a lot.
Why does this movie work for me?
Yeah.
Showalter.
Yeah.
Get me Showalter.
Yeah. But that movie was surprisingly funny. And yeah, this one, who knows? I trust him at this point.
Why would you see that in the theater?
I don't know. I honestly do not know.
Why would you? Out of all the movies,
especially not knowing it was, I think
exactly.
It was free. I think it was free.
Even then, like, why?
Why did I see that in the theater?
That's funny.
I have no explanation, but I'm glad I did because I enjoyed it.
Yes, it's very good.
Okay, so Valley Girl. It's a really simple story, and the problem with the first movie, fast forwarding here so we can get through this, is there's not really a story. There's no problem other than her perceived view that her friends hate her for dating this guy. And this is why I didn't like this movie the first time I saw it. I was like, fuck, it's so boring. Nothing's happening.
Right.
They date, and then he's kind of a punk, but he's from Hollywood, and she's from the Valley. How can they get along?
Right, yeah, that's the
They're
thing.
from so different places that are 8 miles away.
Yeah.
And then the fucking nothing happens. He doesn't do anything wrong. And then for no reason she breaks up with him and then starts going back to Tommy.
Right.
To go to the prom. And then he decides he's going to get shit-faced and fight people and almost gets killed, and his friend saves his life. And then
yeah.
We get a great moment where Cage is dressed up like different people and showing up trying to get her back.
That's right.
And that's the only fun scene in the movie is when he's doing he's got the 3D goggles on, he's smoking a cigarette, and he's handing out tickets. And he's working at like fucking
the restaurant, the fast food place.
What's it, Sonic? And he's just like spits his gum out at the guy, and he's Michael Bones like, "You're crazy, man."
Yeah, you're crazy, man.
After that scene where he tries to fuck her friend, Michael Bowen seems fine after this.
Yeah, they should have made Michael Bowen more of a villain.
Yeah,
he's kind of just like, he's a smarmy, but he's like 17. He's going to be a 40-year-old, 17-year-old
here.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but
there's a reason that cliche exists of the boyfriend being a douchebag, because you have to find a reason why she wants to leave him for this guy. Otherwise, it's just like, oh, she's a whore. Who gives a who cares? Which is fine if she's a whore. I'm not judging her.
Well, she's not even a whore, really, because she doesn't really put out for him.
This version, the 2020 version, they're dating the whole time. She's dating the Tommy character.
From the beginning.
From the beginning. He never does anything wrong. He seems like a decent guy, like kind of dumb, but
how's that the movie?
And then she meets him, and she wants to go hang out with him. Her friends show up at the club at the beginning, like they do in the original. Only they're huge assholes, and like, we get the fuck out of here. Let's go. And he goes up on stage and sings this fucking song.
Oh no!
And that's where she's like, okay. Yeah.
Oh god!
And then they start dating after I guess she dumps him, and then he freaks the fuck out. And he's kind of upset, and you feel like, oh, she's a bitch because she goes to get picked up from school in his Jeep, and she walks out there, and she's like, "This isn't working. I got to break up with you." And then he's like, "Oh, what? Come on!" Like, and he gets upset, and he drives off, and she's like, looking at the camera, like, "What a psychopath!" But you just broke up with him out of fucking nowhere. There's a reason he's acting like that. He's upset.
Yeah. And he doesn't have a great delivery like Cage says. He goes, like, whatever. Fuck you.
No,
Fuck
I'm sorry.
Friends.
I'm talking about her breaking up with Tommy.
Oh,
not even. This movie does it better, where it creates conflict with the two characters. Where she invites her family invites Randy's character, Nick Cage's, this guy, invites him over for dinner. He wants to show up. He's a little bit late, and he goes in the house because the door's open. He's looking around at all the pictures of all her being happy, and she's supposed to move to France or somewhere.
Oh my God,
somewhere else.
Oh God!
And then he's just like, I can't do this, and he like doesn't show up, and then he shows up later, and she freaks out on him and breaks up with him because he can't show up on time. And that's when he does this whole whatever, does that thing. But at least I had motivation. I understood why she was doing that, and in the original, I had no idea.
So Alicia Silverstone is telling this story. Is her husband Nicolas Cage in the new one?
To be found out at the end of this review.
Oh, I can't be held in suspense. Just tell me now.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Is it really? But no, I mean, is it Nick Cage? Like he shows up at the end. Cameos, no fucking.
Wouldn't that have been clever?
That would have been amazing.
That is not what happens. In fact, she's not even with Randy anymore.
It's just about some random ass she had as a Valley girl in Hollywood.
Some deep dicking I got back in the early 80s. Anyway, then you came along, ruined it all. And
then I married your father, and my life's been a fucking nightmare in hell.
She wants to go be a fashion person in New York, but Nick Cage, or I can't want to say Nick Cage, but Randy, the musician, wants to go to New York to to see the punk scene in the 80s in New York City, which is terrible because early 80s New York City was just like
Gigi
Rob
Allen.
Hubel has the funniest scene in this movie where he's like, New York City is like a big stab fest. Like it's just people stabbing, like shanking each other in the alleyways. This keeps going.
Not wrong.
No, he's not. Early 80s New York City, holy shit. It was fucked up.
Just watch Jason Goes to Manhattan.
Or late 70s would be The Warriors. Just watch that.
Warriors and Death Wish.
Yeah.
No.
But he's not wrong.
No.
But at least the sequel, the remake rather, had the courtesy of explaining character motivations. It weirdly felt like it was more focused on the characters than the original. The original just felt like it was a period, like here's a slice of this, which is fine. I'm not saying this is better. I'm just saying I understood why characters are doing the things that they're doing.
Yeah.
And the original, the reason I didn't like it the first time is I'm like, this is going nowhere. I don't give a shit. But the problem this has, the remake is when they broke up, I literally said out loud, I don't want them to be together. I hope they do not end up together.
Well, there you go.
They're boring. They're fucking boring together.
Right.
And nothing was happening.
So at the end of the movie, who is Alicia Silverstone married to?
I spilled.
Is this like a random character actor? Because I just want to see who's it. Is it Neil Patrick Harris?
They don't show it.
Oh, they don't. Okay.
No, I'm assuming she's not with either guy anymore.
See, that's the whole.
That's
the whole point.
Because I'll explain it to you.
Oh,
it's about
you don't know.
No. There's a scene there where they over-explain it.
Oh, it's terrible. Jesus
it cuts
Christ.
back and they all leave for New York together. That's what the movie is. And they're going there. Ugh. It's actually better than it sounds. Like they decided to get to New York, and like I said, it's all set up, so I knew why they wanted to go, and I understood it. I wasn't like, "What? No." I was like, "Oh, all right, this is happening now."
Right? Yeah.
They're not singing. I guess that's better than anything.
That's a plus. Yeah.
The second half of the movie, there's really not a whole lot of songs.
Wow.
Nice, which is good.
They blew their load in the first act.
Yeah,
it's like, oh shit, we can't afford any more songs.
They almost named the movie "Melt with You" because they used that song in the original movie. It plays at the very end when they're driving off together.
Yeah.
I'll stop the world and melt with you.
Yeah.
But this one is he writes that song for her. So that modern English song is written by Randy. And it cuts back to modern time, and her daughter's like, "Wait, he wrote that for you?" And she's like, "Yeah." It's like, "Why aren't you with him anymore then?" She's like, my first love, your first love is important. It sets everything in motion and lets you know who you are. And life happened. We just drifted apart and, met your father and I have you and I couldn't be happier. And there's a whole scene about that. Yada, yada, yada. You know what I mean?
Father is Nick Cage.
They never say. Wouldn't it be funny if she just married another Randy and it ends up being him?
Well, yeah, like Nick Cage. Like it's Nick Cage. That's the joke. Like he is her father is Nick Cage from Valley Girl 1983.
They just switched Julies, these two guys.
Yeah.
Another Julie, another Randy.
Pull them out. It'd be great.
I will say this: they did ask Nick Cage to have a cameo in this movie.
Oh,
He
he
declined.
He was smart.
I didn't know he could do.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know Nick Cage knew there was an option to say no.
I'm too busy that weekend making 5 movies in Ecuador.
Well,
I can't do it.
It makes me think of that Zac Efron. Wow, Zach Galifianakis thing from Two Ferns, where he's talking to Bruce Willis. He goes, "Do you know other actors turn down roles?" This is Bruce Willis staring at him.
That's good. That's good.
Love it.
No, but yeah, like Valley Girl was pretty good. I was actually I really enjoyed it. I liked the father-daughter relationship. Like for it's like it kind of was the first time you had parents that kind of understood teenagers, where they weren't like overbearing or freaked out. They were trying to be helpful, even if they weren't. They were still worried about their kid growing up, and even though they were potheads. But
the dad, Frederick, what's his last name? Frederick Forrest, also from Frederick Forrest had a major role in Andersonville.
Yes, he's a very good actor.
The best part of that movie, I think.
He is, yeah.
But he was my favorite part of this movie of Valley Girl.
Yeah, I think so. No.
He has a scene where he sits down with her and he's like tells a story about how he's with a girl, and this is what they stole this scene to tell the Alicia Silverstone thing. They made it the opening of the movie. But he's like, I met this girl, and the same thing. Life happens. I fell in love with your mom.
Yeah.
And then you came out, and I'm stuck with her. She's gonna be a bitch in a couple of years here.
And she can turn into a monster.
Oh man, she turns into a fucking chud monster. I'm calling. Yeah.
You are going to die.
Don't work for her. Anyway, first you're gonna masturbate to her though. She's gonna be in like a maid's outfit. You're gonna fucking tug up.
Oh yeah.
Then you find out she's a monster.
Hard.
Yeah.
Watch Entourage.
I'll put that chair right up your ass.
I'm honored. So is she.
You're the first person since my wife to see me do this.
Yeah. I'm honored. She's had that awful over the top New York accent.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, Charlie, where's the chair up your ass?
It's such an odd part for her to play. It's like she's like
play that role.
It's like she's doing a guest spot. It's like a cameo almost. It's like, but she's like not big enough for her to be a cameo. It's just weird. It's a weird choice.
But she had enough to do that I remember her. And
she was in Spencer for Hire, or the Spencer movie on Netflix. She plays she looks really bad. She's playing the instructor. Whatever the Spencer movie was for the remake of Spencer for Hire. It was the Netflix movie with Mark Wahlberg.
Is that the Michael Bay movie?
No, it was Peter Berg. Peter Berg.
Oh, okay. Of course, Mark Wahlberg's in it. Then
it wasn't. Everyone said it was bad. It was all right. It was like one of those. It's like when you go to the rental store, and you're like, I want to rent a movie. It's an action movie that I just don't want to think. It was fine. It's over the top.
I don't like those kind of movies personally.
No.
I did watch that Chris Hemsworth movie.
I'm not going to watch any of those.
That's fine.
It's like 2.5 hours. Netflix. I can't do it.
Yeah, it was fine.
I'm never going to watch Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead or whatever that awful zombie movie he made.
No, I want to watch the Red Letter Media review of it. I'm like, it's a 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah, and I ain't doing it. It's not happening.
Maybe I'll watch the review and call it a day.
Yeah, and I watched Red Letter instead, and I was just like, yeah, that looks terrible. I don't want to watch that.
I do want to watch Malignant though.
Malignant you have to watch it. Malignant is just, what the fuck are you like? I mean, honestly, Malignant. We should do a show on Malignant. We should do a podcast on Malignant.
Can't wait.
Go watch it, and then we'll do a podcast on Malignant. Because it has to be discussed.
Is it really that bad?
You have no idea.
Oh my. Okay. Well, I saw the trailer. Like when we talked about it, and you didn't see the trailer, and I was like,
yeah,
it doesn't look good. Like everyone's ranting and raving about it. I'm like, that looked bad.
It is seriously. I mean, the dumbest movie in the last 10 years. Has to be. Next to Dead Silence. It's like Dead Silence dumb. Like it's like Dead Silence 2. Like you cannot believe what you're seeing.
It has a 6.3 in IMDb.
People are stupid. They
This
really are.
Has a 6.4.
The original?
Yeah.
Wow, that's not
The remake
5.5.
5.5.
Yeah, I saw that, so I remember.
Okay. So is there anything else we need to talk about with the plot of this movie? They get together in the end.
Well, yeah.
It was a little bit too much Mrs. Robinson at the end.
Well, I think that's what they're going for because
Wasn't
they quote The Graduate a number of times and they allude to it, but then they kind of twist it on its head. So it's kind of like a Graduate homage in a way.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Because at the end, they're in the limo and they're like,
yeah.
And they go silent. And I was like, oh no, they're doing The Graduate. And
yeah.
But they're like happy. And I was like, and they drive away. In the
well,
limo.
because just like what happened in The Graduate, they have that scene where they're all fighting in the prom and they run to the car. They get, it's beat for beat Graduate, the last 10 minutes.
Yeah. And this one, they just kind of go to New York off screen. There's a lot more with her friends in this. Like the friends are way more involved, and this movie has way better structure. I will say that. Like I know what her friends are doing and why they're saying it, and what the motivations for everything is.
Well, I think that's the problem with modern movie making. They need to over-explain everything.
And I didn't feel like they're over-explaining it. I just felt like they're fine. The problem with the movie lies elsewhere. The structure is fine. The problem is the musical and the stupid 37-year-old actors, and I'm like,
yeah, that's crazy.
It took me out of it all the time. But this one had pretty age relevant people. They're in their early 20s, and the problem with the movie for the original was there's no conflict really.
Right.
The conflict that is there comes out of nowhere, where she's like, "We can't date anymore." I'm like, "Why? Why
date you? Fuck your friends."
She says that so out of nowhere. But in this one, at least they give a reason. Like she tries to be with him, and he keeps failing her. You see all that. So I understand her motivation. But hearing the behind the scenes with the director, Martha Coolidge, and Nick Cage, now I know why. Because they said they had like 16,000 feet of film, and that's all they had.
Oh, wow.
And she had 20 days to shoot this entire movie.
Wow.
And she's just like fucking, and they're losing days because the power's going out at the Viper Room or what it was called.
Wow. Yeah.
So now I get, and I'm not holding it against it. Now I know that. I'm like, okay, well, yeah.
You gotta get a movie out of it. You gotta do something. Yeah.
It's a fine movie. I hated it the first time I watched it. I really did.
Well, it is a cult classic, right? Is it considered? It is. Yeah, and rightfully so. I enjoyed it. I thought it was. I really enjoyed it. I was surprised at how much I liked it, and I'm glad I finally sat down to watch it, and I'll never have to watch it again.
Yeah.
And the Valley Girl, the musical. Now I'm very curious. I might have to watch it.
It is
just to see how bad it is.
The music, when they do a song, it's awful. When they do a medley, they do like medley of different songs. That's when it works a little bit better. Because it was like going back and forth. Like, you know how they have that scene where like the friends are saying like, you don't do this, like we don't like this, and the main character's like, but I feel like this. That's what they're going for. So they sing two different songs, and then they like tie it together with a third song, and it works way better than just singing one song.
Right.
Problem is the fact that they're singing to begin with is stupid.
That is the problem.
With that being said, what do you give Valley Girl 1983?
1983, I will give it a 7.
Whoa.
I will give it a 7. I think it's a classic 80s teen rock movie.
Okay.
With enough titty for everybody.
There is a surprising number.
Random nudity, like out of like bush, full frontal female nudity, out of nowhere, ridiculous amounts. You're just like, what?
I was watching the movie, and it's the delivery guy that he walks into the house and he starts sneaking upstairs, and I hear the shower, and the little girl comes in the room, and I'm like, pausing. I had to wait another 2 days to watch it. After that. I did not leave. And then I turned it on, and it was like, you see the bush and titties to the shower door. And I'm like, okay, what's going on here?
Jesus.
And then it's revealed that he's banging the other high school girl, and the mom walks in them. And I was like, that went nowhere. That didn't matter at all.
Yeah.
So much time focused. It's a 2-hour movie. Yeah. They could have cut 20-some minutes.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And been fine.
Yeah.
Or spent that time elsewhere where they're focus on your main storyline if you need.
Yeah. Well, again, it might have been an edict from the studio. You got an R rating. Let's show some nudity because that's what kids like. We'll make money on nudity. So make sure you got at least 4 tit shots in the movie. And it's like, and they gotta have that quota.
She was saying they had weird rules with Deborah Foreman where they couldn't do 2 takes.
Huh.
She mentioned something. I'm like, wait, what? She was an adult. Like, why the fuck can't you do 2 takes? I don't know, but apparently that was part of it. And Nick Cage was so happy that she hired him because he just went to Nick Cage instead of Nick Coppola. And he's like, I got so excited because you hired me, and I realized I can do this on my own without the Coppola name attached. He's talking about living in his car and like living with his grandma, and he went like personal details on here, and I was surprised.
Yeah. Well, it's it must be a personal movie. It's his first big movie, so a lot going on. Yeah.
And he's like talking about the direction she gave him and how it helped him, and it was interesting.
It's not Ghost Rider.
No. This I will give the remake, Valley Girl 2020. I'm going to give it a 4.
Wow, that's high.
No, it had solid structure. It's just I didn't agree. But like I could see someone younger than me, like say a teenager, watching this going, it's fine. I like it. I get it. It tries to be too much Clueless to the point where they cast Alicia Silverstone. But whatever. There's also Clueless references in the beginning, which is just over the top.
Yeah, well, it's not a Clueless remake; it's a Valley Girl.
Yes, they needed to realize that.
They couldn't let that go. Yeah, that's stupid.
The original. The first time I watched this, I gave a 4. This time, I liked it a little bit more. I gave it a 5. Still don't really like it. There's parts of it I really enjoy, but overall, not my kind of movie. Just no story at all.
Yeah.
I didn't mind hanging out in the movie. The first time I fucking hated it. But this time around, I was like, it's okay. Yeah.
It's a slice of life movie, and there's a lot of those out there. And that's all
flaws.
It is.
In my book, it still has flaws. Mostly
story
structure, where character motivation. I didn't know why anything was happening.
It's documentarian style, man. It's guerrilla filmmaking.
It really is a movie of its time. Where they didn't focus so much on story. They're just like, here's this.
Right.
And have fun with that. Bye.
Yeah.
And Richard Linklater has never gotten beyond that.
Yes.
He will never. Gattaca is the only movie he ever did that does anything beyond that.
That's not even. He didn't do Gattaca.
Oh, he did Gattaca.
No, that was Andrew Nicolai. Yeah.
What's the fucking movie he did that's
Boyhood?
No.
Fast Food Nation. Scanner Darkly. Waking Life. The
Scanner Darkly. Movies. Yeah. That was it.
Yeah.
And even that is a very slice of life movie, just in a weird sci-fi reality.
Yes, it is.
But there's not a whole lot of story to that movie.
No.
And there's a lot of actors around this, or directors around this time, that kind of have similar careers. She's moved on to some other stuff. I don't know if you ever looked up Martha Coolidge.
No.
This can be the last thing we talk about. She directed 2 years after this, Real Genius.
Oh, okay.
She directed the introducing Dorothy Dandridge.
Oh, that's a big leap.
She's done a shit ton of TV shows.
Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Lost in Yonkers, The Joys of Sex. Yeah, she did 3 episodes of the 85 version of Twilight Zone. We have not done any of them.
Wow. Okay. Shit.
So I'm curious. Yeah, she's just done a ton of TV, and she's still working. And she seemed like a sweetheart in that documentary I watched. But interesting. Here's why I rate The Valley Girl from '83.
Wow.
The 2021 is not on there.
No, we don't. Yeah, that has nothing to do with Cage.
Cage isn't in it, so I'm not including it.
Yeah. Wow. Quality of movie, quality of Cage. Wow, it's big differences.
Well, I think Cage is way better than the movie is.
He is. I would agree. He really is.
The movie's meandering and it's pointless, but it's fine. I think he's good in it, though. I think he's a lot better than the movie is. I struggle a bit with him putting him above World Trade Center on the right side here, the quality of Cage.
Right.
But I think he's more. He learned a lot. I don't know. I think he's a little bit better than Center.
Well, no, like I said, this being his first movie, it just showed his quality. Not quite. He wasn't a great actor yet, but he just had that it factor because you said, "Oh, yeah, he's a movie star." I'd watch him again. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, he is better than the movie is, and I think if I watch this a third time in about a year, because I've watched the last time I watched it was about a year ago, and I watched this one again. If I watch it again in a year, I'll probably like it more. Because I was so impatient the first time, and now I'm not expecting that. I know where it's going. I think I could appreciate this movie more.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I didn't grow up in the 80s. Clueless is more my time. I mean, I literally grew up in the 80s, but I don't really remember a whole lot of the 80s. Clueless is my movie for that.
Right.
I love Clueless. I genuinely love that movie. I think it's way better.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get out of here, right?
Yeah, I'm done.
Would you recommend people watch the 83 version at all?
I would. I say go watch 83. It's a nice example of that genre, and it's a nice little time capsule of L.A. and Hollywood in the Valley.
I struggle recommending it, so I'll defer to you.
Yeah.
And just say, go watch it.
Yeah. You'll probably like it. Yeah.
The smartest thing they did in this movie, the remake, is when they're driving down Hollywood Boulevard in their car, all the footage they cut to outside of the car is from the original movie.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, that is a smart way to save money.
Yeah.
Because you get all the stores, all the people that look like they're in the 80s. You paid nothing.
Yeah.
You've already licensed it. All right, let's get out of here.
All right.
At LIW Studios, at B Movie Battle, at Phoenix West, LIWstudios.com. B Movie Battle is out, right? We're losing Dick.
I'm tired. I was up early for an antique fair.
He's sunburned and sleeping.
Yeah, I'm done.
Outro.
Citizens of Wonderland, rejoice in the fact that we have covered another movie on the show. Go to LIWstudios.com for more videos and podcasts. Subscribe to Loitering in Wonderland on YouTube. Search on Amazon for books by Richard Pierce. Until next time, and in the meantime, we are Phoenix West, Dick Dickett and Jansen Carlin. So long, citizens. All hail our glorious leader. Shut off the fucking show now.
No, Jansen Carlin. Fuck that guy.